Chapter 1. The Heartbeat in the Forest. Setting. The world in which the story unfolds is one that has changed drastically. 200 years ago, a massive wave passed through the solar system, altering the very fabric of reality. After surviving this devastating wave, Earth saw the emergence of new species, beasts, demons, angels, and otherworldly entities that changed the power dynamic of the planet. The government, in response to this new world order, formed powerful clans to manage and regulate the abilities of these beings. In the present day, Earth is a place ruled by martial power. The clans fight for control, and the lines between humans and these otherworldly beings have become blurred. In the heart of Tokyo, 6 powerful clans vie for dominance, each with its own rules, ambitions, and means. However, outside the reach of these clans, in remote areas, there are individuals who live far from the power struggles of the government and the otherworlders. One such individual is the protagonist, a boy who lives in a quiet, isolated village far from the conflict. A week had passed since the boy's father died. With his death, the boy's world had crumbled. His home was located on the outskirts of a small town in Japan, far from the bustling power struggles of Tokyo. It was a quiet, isolated place where no one ever paid much attention. The boy grew up here, alone with his father after losing his mother at birth. The boy's life was simple, and his father was everything to him. But now, that tranquility felt suffocating. The boy felt empty, his heart hollow from the loss of the only family he had. The forest had always been a sanctuary for him. His father often ventured there to gather firewood and food. For the boy, walking through the forest was a normal part of life. But after his father didn't return that fateful day, everything changed. He searched the forest time and time again, but he could never find his father. The forest, once full of life, had become eerily still, as if something had smothered it. The government-backed Suryu clan had declared the forest safe after a rogue-powered individual killed his father. But the boy didn't believe it. He had heard rumors. Some said his father had been fighting a dragon. Others said it was an ancient being. What was true, he didn't know, but the truth was buried under a blanket of silence. Now, 1 week after his father's death, the boy once again found himself standing at the edge of the forest. There was something drawing him in. He had walked this path many times before. He knew the sounds of the trees, the rustling of leaves, and the cries of animals. His ears had become finely tuned to this environment, and he could distinguish even the faintest sounds. But today, the sound was different. It was faint, almost imperceptible at first, but as it grew louder, it became clear. It was a heartbeat. At first, he thought it might be the wind, but as he continued walking, the sound became more distinct, more rhythmic. It wasn't an animal. It was something alive, something much more constant and alive than anything he had encountered before. Driven by curiosity, the boy made his way toward the source of the sound. As he walked deeper into the forest, the surroundings grew quieter, as if the forest itself was waiting for something to happen. It felt different, as though something was on the brink of change. Though he knew this place better than anyone, today it felt foreign. He was being pulled toward something he couldn't explain. After a few minutes, he reached a clearing he hadn't seen before. In the middle of it was something he had never encountered, an egg. This egg was unlike anything he had ever seen. It was larger than any egg from history, bigger than an ostrich egg. Its surface was dazzling white, with purple, gem-like patterns that shimmered in the light. The bottom of the egg was gray, with streaks of red running vertically, as though they were veins of fire coursing through it. With each heartbeat, a strange energy seemed to radiate from the egg, as if responding to the rhythmic sound. The boy felt a chill run through him. He had never seen anything like this before. His hands trembled as he reached out to touch it, but something stopped him. Could this egg have something to do with his father's death? Was it tied to the rumors of a dragon? The boy didn't know what the truth was, but one thing was certain: the egg was no coincidence. The heartbeat continued to resonate through the air, each thrum stronger than the last. It felt as if the egg was calling out to him, urging him to come closer. The boy, unable to resist, took a step forward. End of chapter 1.